record. Welcome to Jake's and Nick's Takes and Picks. We're back week 2. Week 1 was a blast. Nick, give us the recap.
We're back. Made our picks last week. Turns out Nick went ahead and got 9-7. Jake, a little 8-8.
We'll take
Starting out good here, but I think overall we both did pretty well for our first couple of picks. Week 1, we don't really know what to expect. I thought it was a good little show out for us.
We can count a little 2-0 on our mortal locks.
We did.
What do we call them? What do we call them? Locks? What kind of locks? You did it on Twitter. I forget what they were called.
Oh, our best bets?
Was that what you call them? Best bets?
Yeah, it was our best bets.
All right, it was our best bet. So I had Houston.
Houston
that was
3.
a lock. And you had the homer pick.
I had Eagles plus. That wasn't a homer pick. I actually thought they'd win, and they did. Big.
Total homer pick, but that's okay. Before we get started on week 2, we're going to have a special guest join us sometime in the show. We won't say who it is, but he's a mystery.
That's right.
Mystery special guest. Could be Nick's dog Winston. Who knows?
Yeah, well, maybe we'll go ahead and do the game tonight last.
Oh, you want to do it last? I say we do it now.
All right, I thought we would get our little special guest a little something to say, but.
Well, let's see. He'll probably pop in.
Okay.
Nick, you go first. We got a little Giants at Washington football team getting 4.5 points. I think this started at 3.5, I believe.
Yeah, it was at 3.5 when I made the pick, but this actually helps my pick. I'm going to take the Giants plus 4.5. I know Heineke looked pretty good, but I really just don't know what to expect from this game. I think it's going to be pretty close just because it's NFC East. No matter how bad they are, they always kind of play to each other's skill level. So I'll take the team that gets a little bit more points here. I'll take the Giants.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with shit show, take the points.
Yeah.
That's it. Shit show, take the points.
Yeah, take the points. 100%.
Boom, plus 4.5. And if you had to lean on the over-under,
we're going over.
Thinking?
Over
Why?
41.
It's at 42 now.
Why? Because I just think that it's time for these offenses to kind of take that step forward and score some points. I mean,
yeah, they are.
Neither of them look too good in the first week, and short week. The defenses always struggle on these short weeks because they don't have enough time to prepare. The offense just does their installs and gets going. I think you're going to see some points here.
I love that. Me too. We like Giants in the over. Should we move on to this? Should we move on to the picks, or do we wait for our special guests? Move on to the Sunday pick.
I think we just got to move on, and then when he pops in, we'll see where he wants to take it.
He'll give us his opinions. Don't you guys worry. All right, I'll go first here. We got Saints at Panthers. Saints minus 3.5. So here's the deal. I really don't believe in the Panthers, but also do I fully believe in let's admit our special guest. Do I fully believe in the Saints? No, I don't. I think they're overrated. Oh my God, let me stop in my tracks. Eric Scott has joined the video, folks. Eric, we're live.
This is awesome.
We're live. We started without you.
We're live, baby.
Which game are we on?
Well,
let's go back to the first game. We're on the second game.
Give us your pick for the first game. I already know what you bet, but you could give us your pick.
Well, no, it's easy to go Washington here now at minus 4.5. I remember that minus 3.5. Short week. The Giants are 0-5 in their last 5 Thursday night football games. I think that's the stat we've all been seeing today.
One of the worst showings in primetime games in the world, Daniel Jones.
Terrible. Just awful.
Jake, we watched that Giants game last week together. They were moving the ball against Denver. 2 timely turnovers. The turnover by Daniel Jones, and then the 4th down play there in the red zone. I think they will be able to score tonight. I like the over on this game and Giants money line.
Folks, he wasn't in the video when we were discussing. We completely agree. And we just to be completely honest here, Eric and I did bet on the Giants last week. We could be a bit biased. We had no hope, but they did move the ball.
Great.
All right, on to the next. I was just evaluating the Saints-Panthers game. I think the Saints looked great, but I also think they're inflated. So I'm going to take the Panthers plus 3.5 tight division game.
Wow. All right. Well, first disagreement here. I'm going to have to take the Saints here, Jake. I think the Saints are a much better team than the Panthers.
Square pick. Sorry.
Excuse me?
It's a square pick.
A square pick?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you last week? 8-8? Yeah.
All right. Nice. One extra win.
Well, I'm taking the Saints here. I think they're the better team, and I think they're going to win by more than 3 points. So, Saints.
Eric, break the tie.
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints here. I mean, I don't think last week was a fluke. I think as bad as the Packers played, New Orleans showed again that they're going to run the football. And if Jameis is going to be efficient on offense, then I'm not sure how Carolina is going to be able to stop that running attack. I think Carolina is much better on defense, but I'm going to go, Saints with the points.
X Factor Jameis. Nick?
All right,
don't miss
on.
them, though.
Let's go to Bengals at Bears. What's the line at now? All right, same line as before. I'm going to take the Bengals +2 here. Ooh. As long as Andy Dalton is at quarterback, I don't think I'm ever going to take the Bears unless they've got like another 7 points for them. They're what, -2? No, taking the Bengals. They're a better team.
Yep, I'm Bengals +2 as well. Eric?
I'm going to take the Bears on this one. I actually thought they looked
nice.
Yeah, no, I think they looked good on Sunday night against the Rams. Again, another team that moved the football, didn't capitalize when they were in the red zone. It's going to be an interesting component here with Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, how much longer Andy Dalton's able to keep his starting job. Because I think if they continue to run those packages for Justin Fields, he's going to be successful. Andy Dalton, I thought actually had a decent game, missed some key opportunities there to put points to the board. I'm going to go Bears.
They ran the ball well too. Montgomery's actually kind of a beast. Who knew?
I told you.
You did. I was so down on him.
Yeah, he played well.
Nick, what was your record overall last week?
9-7.
It's pretty good, man.
I was 8-8.
Better than Jake.
I lost the
juice.
All
that matters.
I lost the juice. It's all right. We're going to bounce back this year. All right. Texans at the Browns.
I'll start off.
Okay.
Browns. The Browns should have beaten the Chiefs last week. Really? Again, Texans are going to be very good these first few weeks. They looked good last week against a very bad Jacksonville team, probably the worst team in the league. And that's saying something when the Lions are in the league. But I'm going to go Browns plus the points.
Nick? Browns minus the points.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans here, plus 12.5. I mean, that's a lot of points, guys. That's a lot of points. And it's not like the Texans got blown out last week. They're the ones that did the blowing out. I don't think they're as bad as people expect. I think with Tyrod, he's a veteran now, and he's got the running ability, which can kind of keep him in the game and stay away from the sacks. I think 12.5 is a lot of points. And by the end, even if they're down by 20 points, I mean, they're going to get some points back. So I'll take the Texans.
I don't think half a long Tyrod's going to do it. I'm going to take Browns minus 12.5. I think Chubb gets 2 touchdowns. Hunt gets 1 touchdown. They blow him out. On to the next. Rams at Colts. Nick, take it away.
Rams at Colts. Let me check my notes here. Okay, yeah.
It's plus 3.5 than the Colts.
What?
Colts are plus 3.5.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take the Rams. I mean, the Rams looked really good last week. Can't say the same about the Colts. I still don't trust Carson Wentz, that offense. I think that he's going to be under a lot of pressure and make some mistakes. I'll take the Rams.
Eric?
Nick, how much of that is you just knowing Wentz from his Philly days and just not thinking he's the real quarterback in Indy?
That's a good question.
I think Wentz makes all the hard plays, but he also makes all the easy plays really hard. So until I see them win some games, I just don't trust him yet, especially against the Rams. 3.5 points,
I'm gonna
go, not very many points.
I'm going to go Colts money line here. And here's why. I think that Bears-Rams game, again, the point I made earlier, was closer than it ended up being. I know Rams, I think, ended up winning by 19 points and covered easily last week. But the Bears were a few opportunities away from being in that football game till the very end. This is a Rams team that we thought, I know the score ended up being much different than the initial spread at 8.5, but I think the Colts last week did not look good against Seattle. There's pressure on them. They can't start the year 0-2. The Rams, they're still working on that offense. They had some huge explosive plays, but I thought throughout the game, Bears got some big stops on them and really kept them from moving the ball from a few of those explosive plays. I'm going to go Colts money line here.
I agree with you. I'm not going to be as aggressive as the money line, but I'm going to take Colts plus 3.5 at home. I think that Rams-Bears game, they had a few explosive plays, which is why they got a lot of points. But like you said, the Bears stopped them a decent amount. And the Bears were moving the ball on the Rams defense. They were like showing stats about how Donald and Mac weren't huge parts of that game. Not to say that Donald's not going to have a big game this weekend, but I just think the Rams are still, getting that offense together, and I'm going to take Colts plus 3.5 at home. And I'm going to go right on to this Broncos Jags game too. I'll take this one first. So it's Jags plus 6. I'm going to take Jacksonville at home with the points. I don't think they're as bad as their first game showed because they got absolutely killed. And it's as simple as Jacksonville being home, completely different environments, Broncos being away.
Yeah.
And
but
that's that.
Hold on. Explain to me why you don't think they are as bad as they look, because they've been that bad in preseason. Everything that's coming out of Jacksonville.
Wait, well, they can't be worse than getting blown out by the Texans.
No, I agree. I agree with Nick. They've had controversy this week with their head coach reportedly being interested in the USC job, or there was reports that he would maybe be interested. And it can't be good for any locker room that was already concerned around the way practices were being run. I'm going to go Denver -6, and I think this is a blowout.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos -6 as well. I think the Broncos are actually a really good team.
Yeah.
Which I said last week. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is going to turn the ball over. They have a good run game. And like I said last week, I think they might have a top 5 defense in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence really didn't look that great last week. I don't think their team is very good overall outside of Trevor Lawrence, who I wasn't even as big on coming out of the draft. I don't know why everyone thinks he's like amazing, but I'm going to take the Broncos. What?
That was his first loss.
Yeah, I don't see what's so special about him. I gotta see something from him.
Jake, I think what has to factor in here is if he's going against a Houston defense last week that he throws 3 interceptions, and now he's going against a Denver defense, which, we expect is going to be a top 10 defense when it's all said and done this year. I'm not sure how you bounce back in a game like that to Nick's point, Teddy Bridgewater is not going to turn the ball over. They did have, a key injury to Jerry Jeudy this past weekend, but look for Cortland Sutton to step up. I love the Broncos.
I agree. I'm looking at it more of a macro view. Denver coming to Florida at home. First game's under his belt for Lawrence. +6, a lot of points in the NFL.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's that.
All right, moving on. Let's go to the Bills at the Dolphins. That's a good game. We got the Bills -3. What did I pick here? I think I picked the Bills. I think the Bills kind of had a little dud against the Steelers, but the Steelers are a good team. They've got a great defense, and I think they had a good game plan to stop Allen from kind of scrambling around, especially with TJ Watt. But overall, I just think that the Bills are a way better team than the Dolphins. I honestly don't like Tua at all. I don't think he's a good quarterback. So I think the Bills are going to win this one, and they might win this one by 2 touchdowns. 3 points. I'll take the Bills.
Is this a trap line? Why does this look so easy?
I totally agree. I was going that way. I don't want to overthink this one. I tend to agree with Nick. Mac Jones looked comfortable last week back there against the Dolphins, even though they ended up losing, but they were a fumble inside the 5-yard line away from winning that game.
Yeah, they could have won that game.
Yeah, the key thing here, though, is, it's one of those things. Bill Simmons had a similar comment about the Bucs last year and how they won the Super Bowl. The Dolphins shouldn't have won last week. So, they're 1-0, probably should be 0-1. The Buffalo did not look good on offense last week. And I think a lot of that was due to Josh Allen, just a lot of high throws, balls being thrown in there that I probably could have had a little bit more touch on them.
Yeah.
I
under a lot of pressure
here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared. My red flags are popping because I just feel like Bills are going to take win by 10 minimum. I mean, they're coming off a loss. Miami's coming off a lucky win. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. -3 is crazy to me, but Bills -3.
I think we're all on it here.
Pats at Jets. Eric, take it away first. Jets are +5.5.
I love the Pats here because they're going to control the game by running the football like they tried to do last week against a good Miami defense. I think the Jets are in for a long night. I think this game is going to be one of those low-scoring affairs. We got 43 on the over/under. I can see a 21-10 game here from the Pats, really just trying to control the clock, trying to control the ball, forcing turnovers from a rookie quarterback. We all know how good the Pats defense is against rookie quarterbacks. I like the Pats.
I like the Jets +5.5. At home, division game. I don't think the Pats are explosive. So it just leads me to a low scoring game, and I take the points at home. Kind of similar to the Jags game. if I'm being honest, because the Jets aren't good. I mean, they're not good.
Yeah, they're not
But
good.
I'll take an NFL team plus 5.5 at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Pats here, minus 5.5. I think that the Patriots are a way better team with Mac Jones. I think he looked phenomenal in the preseason, and he looked pretty damn good against the Dolphins last week too. Like he really did. I think the Pats running game is great. Their defense is great. They've got some guys back. And also, I just think the Pats are just way better coach team, and they'll win this game pretty handedly. I'll take the Pats.
Nick, we'll let you go first since you're a freaking homer.
Oh,
49ers
what is
at
that?
Eagles.
49ers at Eagles. This was the game last year where I said the Eagles would beat the 49ers when the Eagles were looking like trash. But guess what? They're going to do it again. I'll take the Eagles money line here. They look great. I've been telling you guys through the whole preseason how good this team could definitely be. They showed it last week against the Falcons, which, yes, the Falcons aren't the greatest team, but everyone thought the Eagles weren't the greatest team. They did it away. First game back at the Link with the fans. I'm taking the Eagles money line here, baby.
Just a complete homer. Folks, that's 2 times out of the first 2 weeks that Nick has taken Eagles money line. Just keep track of that. Eric?
He's 1-0 so far.
Yeah,
Listen,
Falcons
I don't
looked
want to
real good.
overthink that. Yeah, I don't want to overthink that 49ers, game against Detroit when Detroit mounted a crazy comeback there in the fourth quarter. They had some key injuries on defense. I think the key nuance here is 49ers going to be able to handle Jalen Hurts in that offense, which seems very similar to a college offense right now in that read option. And Atlanta really struggled with it. Miles Sanders looked really good. I'm not sure. Nick, you'd have to tell me how much action those tight ends got last week, but I don't even think Goddard and Ertz had big games. So this is a tough. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough game for 49ers. I'm gonna go Eagles money line.
2 homers. I know I was making fun of you, but I do like the Eagles with the points at home.
The 3 points.
I'm not gonna
3
give you
points.
shit for that, but I'll take the 3 points. Eagles at home. And I'll take this one away too. Raiders at Steelers. Raiders plus 6.5.
I'll go ahead and go first. So
You wanna go first?
one thing we learned from the Raiders on Monday Night Football is that they could rush the passer with 4. Max Crosby looked great. That defense is really able to kind of sit back and take advantage. And this week they're going to play the Steelers team, which we know are not going to throw the ball deep down the field. But I think Najee Harris is going to be the key factor in this one. Listen, I was impressed with the Steelers defense again. I think their offense did just enough in the game, but I think Derek Carr makes enough plays here to cover. I'm going to go Raiders plus the points.
Nick, I'll go last again. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders plus 6.5. I mean, to me, the Ravens are a better team than the Steelers are, and the Raiders came in and took care of business. I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to win this game. I don't think they are, but I don't think they're going to lose by more than a touchdown. So I'm going to take the Raiders plus 6.5.
Wow. I mean, either you guys have good weeks or I have a good week because I'm going Steelers minus 6.5 at home. I think that the Bills are good. I think the Steelers have a really good defense to make the Bills look bad week 1. I saw the Raiders offense, I wasn't sold on that at all. And they could have lost that game very easily. So I'm going to take Steelers minus 6.5.
Well, staying on this game, the key thing here also is I think who's going to be running the football for Oakland this weekend. I don't know if Jacobs is 100% healthy. So, I think that's going to have a key determination on who ends up covering.
Yeah, but Drake has been good. I mean, he's played well the last couple of seasons, so I don't really think he's that much of a downgrade at backup running back. So I think they'll still be all right.
I agree.
Eric, seems like you want to just teeter over to Steelers minus 6.5. You're allowed to switch your bet. Don't you?
Jake, I feel like you're getting nervous over there.
I'm not nervous at all. Are you kidding me? You guys are taking the square picks.
We're taking the underdogs.
No.
I don't know if picking the Raiders plus barely a touchdown is.
No, not that one. Not that one.
No.
Maybe a little Pats minus 5.5 square pick of the day.
I don't even know what square pick means, to be honest.
Squares for
You made it up.
Come on.
All right, Jake, you do the next one.
All right, we got Vikings at the Cardinals. Cardinals look great. They're at home. Vikings didn't look great.
Don't do it, Jake.
Vikings plus 4. That's it. Zig when they zag, folks. The whole public's
dude.
on Cardinals -4.
I'll take it. I'm gonna go.
That never happens.
Jake, I'm gonna go Cardinals -4. They are a much better team than the Vikings. My concern going into last week was the Cardinals defense, and that was kind of their strength in a weird way. So now with Kyler and that offense playing so well, then their defense is now coming on. Kirk Cousins, not very good under pressure. I'll take the Cardinals -4. Easy at home. Easy.
Yeah, Nick and I are on the same page here this weekend because I like the Cardinals -4. Look at Tennessee and compare them to the Vikings. You got two good receivers in Tennessee, two good receivers in Minnesota. You got great running backs. The key consideration is we thought that the Tennessee defense was going to be a lot better. We know the Vikings defense is not that good. Kyler Murray looked amazing last week. I think he just continues that hot run to start the year. I think this is going to be an easy cover.
Overreaction? Sorry.
All right, Eric, lead us off.
Overreaction?
Oh, my boys. Week 2, Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Listen, Jake knows this. I loved Dallas last week +9. I like Atlanta at +12.5. I think the number one question coming out of Atlanta is going to be, can their offensive line hold up against the Bucs defense, which got some great pressure last week on Dak, but Dak looked as good as he ever has. Matt Ryan, has always played well against Tampa Bay with a few exceptions. I think this is just a division rival game where you can't expect the Bucs are going to win by 2 touchdowns or a touchdown and 2 field goals. I think the Bucs win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than this.
That's very respectable, Eric, that you're picking against your own team. I just want everyone to know. He's all about making money. He's not about homer picks like some kid named Nick Salvatore. Anyway,
I'm undefeated with my homer picks, Jake.
Go ahead.
I'm undefeated with my homer picks.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Are you going to pick?
You're up.
Okay. I'm going to take the Falcons +12.5 also, kind of for the same reasons, Eric. I think that the Bucs are going to win. I think they're going to probably win by 10, but 12.5 points, it's too many points for a division game, even if the Bucs are at home. I think Matt Ryan plays a lot better than he did last week, but they still lose. But I'll take the Falcons plus the points.
3 for 3, Falcons with the points. You want me to go?
Yeah, this is one of those backdoor covers when Atlanta's up by,
Yeah.
Bucs are up by 17, and then
Yeah,
Atlanta
100%,
with like
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jake.
Cowboys at Chargers. Cowboys plus
Jake.
3.5.
Yeah, what a terrible pick. I'm just kidding. I'm taking the Cowboys plus 3.5. I'm taking the Cowboys money line. I think that the Cowboys are a better team than the Chargers, even though they're traveling across the whole United States. I think that they're very similar teams kind of in a way, but the Cowboys are just a little bit better. I'll take the Cowboys.
All right, so this is going to be the first time I think I disagree with Nick. I'm going to go Chargers here. Listen,
Eric.
I don't think they should have won in Washington last week, but Justin Herbert just made the right plays down the stretch and iced that game. I think I really liked Dallas a week ago, but since then we've heard injuries from DeMarcus Lawrence. There's questions now about the offensive line. There's questions about Zeke Elliott. The Chargers have one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. They proved last week they couldn't stop the Bucs. If it wasn't for those 4 turnovers, I think the Bucs win comfortably. I don't want to steer away from your team, Jake, but I think Justin Herbert's the real deal. I think Chargers.
Just gonna kick Dak to the curb like that?
Any rebuttal, Jake?
I mean, just kicking Dak, Justin Herbert, Golden Boy. What about my boy Dak? Fighting hard. He's fucking battle tested, that man. With the regular season.
Yeah.
Listen, I think this is a good game to think about who could potentially be an MVP candidate when it comes to the end of the year. You got Justin Herbert, young quarterback, national spotlight in Los Angeles. You got Dak Prescott, probably going to win comeback player of the year at the pace that he's at. But if he keeps playing like he played last week, we're not going to be just saying comeback. We're going to be saying the best player in the NFL.
Let's go, baby. It comes down to you guys. I mean, you guys are supposed to have one of the best defenses. He played well versus them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
it could go either way.
He's great in garbage
at
time. I'll give him
Seahawks.
that.
What'd you say?
I said he's great in garbage time. I'll give him that.
All right, Mr. Homer. Titans at Seahawks. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Titans at Seahawks. I'm going to take the Titans +6 here. I think that they had a really bad showing last week. I think they kind of got caught off guard. They thought they were better than they were. They probably didn't take it too seriously. I see them coming out here. I'm not saying they're winning, but I'm going to give the Titans +6 points. I don't see them getting blown out again. And I consider over 6 points a blowout.
Eric?
Yeah, I think this is a big week for the NFC West. We've got all 4 teams at 1-0. We're going to learn a lot about who's real and who may have just had a great week 1. Seahawks are going to go into Tennessee against Seattle. I love Russell Wilson. I think he's my favorite player in the NFL. But if you're a Titans player, you can't accept that last week and go into Seattle now and lose. I love Tennessee in this game.
Absolutely love the Seahawks -6 at home. I mean, the Titans, here's my scenario with the Titans. I think that our view of the Titans, which the last 2 or 3 years, they've been good. They lose their OC and Arthur Smith. They lose people on the O-line. They looked horrible. Julio comes in, they're trying to save the day, but it's Julio's dust. Seahawks -6.
All right, lead us off in the next one, Eric.
Who we got? Is that
Chiefs
Kansas
at
City
Ravens
versus Baltimore? Oh, boys, this is one of those where I don't think the line has gotten to where it needs to be yet.
Yeah.
Baltimore, like as we're speaking, is having more injuries. God bless my cousin Kyle and all the Baltimore Ravens fans out there. These are the kind of moments that you just dread as a fan, where you just hear there's one injury and then there's the other, and then you're like, okay, my whole season's done. Listen, the Chiefs somehow won last week. The Browns look like the better football team for almost 60 minutes, and then Mahomes does what Mahomes does. I don't see Baltimore in any way being able to stop this Kansas City offense. I think the Kansas City team is going to be able to get off the field. Yeah, this is my lock of the week.
Yeah.
I'll go.
You want
absolute
okay.
freaking lock for the Chiefs. Absolute lock. -3.5. I actually had to double check to make sure I didn't see it wrong. The Chiefs are going to cover this so easily. I think Humphrey's out now too, isn't he? He's got a thumb issue. So they don't even have their top corner anymore. Marcus Peters gone. There's no way the Chiefs are going to blow them out. Blow them out. Chiefs.
I mean, this is the definition of the back pocket parlay. Listen, just put this bet in right now, slam the Chiefs, and then make all your bets, and you're going to be down, and then you're going to come up Sunday night, and then you're going to be like, oh, my God, I have the Chiefs, and then they blow them out, and everything's all good. You're back to freaking even. That's it. 3 for 3 on the Chiefs.
That's amazing. That's great. That's a great advice.
Back pocket parlay.
100%.
Lions at Packers.
All right, I'll lead it off. Lions at Packers. I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking the Lions +11.5. I know that the Packers are at home. Aaron Rodgers, he played so bad. He doesn't want to get embarrassed again, blah, 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 blah. But 11.5 points, I just don't like taking picks that are that big of a margin. I think the Lions cover 11.5. They lose by 10. That's my pick.
Yeah. I don't know if I've recently seen this many games with double-digit spreads. And it's concerning because it's the NFL. And as we saw last week, if you had the Niners at -9, you thought you were safe for the whole game, and then you turn it on and there's a touchdown and 2-point, touchdown and 2-point, onside recovery. And you're just asking yourself, why does anyone do this? With that said, listen, we're talking about the MVP of last year's season. Again, I think a lot about in the NFL is about, transitioning to the next week. I think everything coming out of Green Bay is that, hey, listen, it's over with. We're on to week 2. They're going home. This Detroit team, they fight hard, but they lost one of their best cornerbacks. I'm not sure if they can stay in the game this week coming up. I like the Packers.
I would take the Packers -16.5 if I could. I don't think Quentin Cephas and the Lions are going to even be close to this. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, coming off a loss, are going to destroy the Detroit Lions. Alternate spread 16.5 +700. Lock it in. And that's it. That
does it.
Great play.
E. Scott,
a great play.
Thanks for joining us. Great
Thanks
guest.
for having me, boys. This was awesome.
Special thanks to the guest, baby.
You guys do great. I hope Nick and I do probably a little bit better than you, Jake. Because if Nick does well, it means I do well this week. So,
I mean, that's quite rude, but I guess it's okay. We will be posting all three of our picks and tally them up at the end of the week when Jake Sabula wins it all.
All right, boys. Good luck on our bets tonight.
thanks, guys.
All right, everyone. Be good.